Hello everyone. For the sake of the tape and the sake of argument, I'm Abbie Calypse and I'm here today to read you a story. Today I tell you all about hedgehogs. Hedgehogs in space, in the story Hedgehogs Don't High Five. It is a very little known fact that the island of Schnork had its own space program in the late 1980s. One of the reasons that Schnork never really was up there with all the other contestants of the space race is that the island surface was, and still is, mainly covered in woodland. Good for the climate and excellent for the massive hedgehog population that roams free, maybe a bit too free if you ask the farmers, all over the island. But not so good for materials that rockets are normally made of. The other reason is that Schnork is generally easily overlooked, and maybe rightly so. If you take out the globe and you look at the ocean, no, not that one, the other one, you can just about see Schnork when you focus closely, preferably with the help of a magnifying glass, at the middle of nowhere. No, not that, that is a fly spot. A bit more to the left. Yeah, there you go. That is Schnork. Not a major contestant for anything really, is it? At the time of this story, Schnork had a population of 13 humans, 3 goats, 8 chicken, 1 cock, and 1,408 hedgehogs. Not much else, since people and hedgehogs together had hunted down most of the wildlife. Feral little beasts, hedgehogs. While most of the humans of Schnork went about their relatively satisfied, relatively uneventful lives, one of them is of importance here. Meet Richard. Richard likes to dabble, in everything really. He invented a dishwasher that automatically tidies away all the clean dishes. Unfortunately, nobody found them ever again. He invented a clock that measured time only when he was awake, which worked well for him, but his wife hated it. He invented many other things, but here we'll focus on this one evening where he sat down to invent a wonder fertilizer to help with his cabbages. He invented rocket fuel instead. Made from wood, the only thing they had enough of on this island. So Richard went ahead and built a rocket as well, mostly because he had no idea where to store the fuel otherwise. What he could not find, though, was an astronaut. When asked, all other 12 people on Schnork said no, and his wife forbid Richard to go himself. So he did the next best thing. He trained 11 hedgehogs to balance on top of each other. It was harder than it sounds, because hedgehogs are not good at counting, and they always got the order wrong. But once they finally got it right, he trained them to control the rocket. The launch was a great success. The hedgehogs even remembered to press the right button when the countdown ended. Quite an achievement, considering how bad they are at counting. And they also pulled the right lever. Richard was really rather proud when he saw the bright dot disappear in the sky. What he could not see, though, of course, were 11 hedgehogs high-fiving. Figuratively speaking, of course. Hedgehogs don't high-five. They snivel their noses. Which was what they were doing now, triumphantly. Finally, the stupid human had gotten it. Built the thing they needed to get off the stupid island with nothing but wood. Their ancestors had to land there, of all places, on that speck of dust in the ocean. Sure, nobody can control where their spaceship goes into emergency landing mode and drops down to the nearest spot of land. But the hedgehogs could not help themselves to feel a bit of resentment for their ancestors. I mean, just look at what they had achieved. They had trained a human to build them a spaceship. Soon, this rocket would take them to their home planet, allowing them to get the resources they need to awake an army that had lain dormant for so long. The final phase of their plan, world domination. They settled into their routine shortly after the launch. It would take them about 20 years to travel there, a bit faster coming back. On Schnork, Richard from time to time looks up in the sky and wonders what happened to his rocket. Thank you very much. I'll see you again next week.